Let me welcome you to my channel. Before we begin the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this post. Over 20 years ago, Stephanie McMahon had a legit backstage fight with a massive former WWE superstar. Meanwhile, according to a wrestling veteran, it led to the company releasing the former star. The legend in question is none other than Chyna. The ninth wonder of the world was in a relationship with Triple H before the game began dating Stephanie McMahon while they worked together on screen. After the 14-time WWE World Champion ended his romance with Chyna to be with the billion-dollar princess, his ex-girlfriend left the company. In an interview with Cafe de Rene, wrestling veteran Jonathan Coachman talked about Triple H and Chyna's breakup, disclosing that the company initially offered the former WWE Women's Champion a contract renewal despite the relationship drama. The coach disclosed that Chyna asked the company to let her work in Hollywood in addition to being a WWE superstar as compensation for cutting her salary in half. However, the ninth wonder of the world had a backstage fight with Stephanie McMahon before signing the new deal, which led to the promotion releasing her, as the sports entertainment juggernaut could not keep her and the billion-dollar princess around each other. According to the veteran, the decision cost Chyna over $1 million. In an interview with Wrestling Inc. in 2011, Chyna talked about her reaction after she discovered Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's relationship. The former Intercontinental Champion claimed she immediately called Vince McMahon, who promised her a face-to-face conversation. The ninth wonder of the world then recalled having a backstage confrontation with the billion-dollar princess, during which she threatened to choke Stephanie McMahon. After Chyna left WWE, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon continued to date for a few years before tying the knot in 2003. Meanwhile, the former women's champion tragically passed away in April 2016. The world of WWE is filled with larger-than-life characters, epic feuds, and dramatic rivalries, most of which are carefully scripted and choreographed for entertainment. However, every now and then, real-life backstage drama can outshine anything that happens in the ring. One such incident, which has remained largely shrouded in mystery, involved a reported backstage confrontation between WWE's Stephanie McMahon and a prominent female star. According to a veteran of the wrestling industry, this altercation eventually led to the female wrestler's release, a decision the veteran described as really dirty. The story has resurfaced as fans have become more curious about the behind-the-scenes politics that can make or break a WWE career. This recent claim adds a new layer to the narrative, one that paints a vivid picture of power struggles, egos, and the harsh realities of working in the high-pressure world of professional wrestling. The WWE locker room is known for being a pressure cooker of emotions, egos, and competition. With so many superstars vying for the top spots on the roster, tensions can run high, and when disagreements arise, they can escalate quickly. This is particularly true when you're dealing with figures as influential as Stephanie McMahon, the daughter of WWE Chairman Vince McMahon, and someone who holds a tremendous amount of power within the company. The veteran, who has chosen to remain anonymous, shed light on a backstage altercation that allegedly took place between Stephanie and a well-known female WWE star. According to the veteran, the argument started over creative differences. The female wrestler, who had a strong presence on TV and a loyal fan base, was reportedly unhappy with the direction her character was being taken, feeling that it undermined her credibility and status in the company. She voiced her concerns directly to Stephanie, who was heavily involved in creative decisions at the time. However, what started as a professional disagreement quickly turned personal, with both women reportedly raising their voices and tensions flaring. The veteran described the confrontation as heated, with neither party willing to back down. While locker room disputes are nothing new in WWE, what makes this story particularly compelling is how it allegedly unfolded afterward. The veteran claimed that Stephanie McMahon's involvement in the altercation was a key factor in what happened next. According to the source, WWE executives decided to release the female star not long after the fight, a decision that many within the company felt was unfair and harsh. "It was really dirty," the veteran said. This was a talent who had worked her way up, paid her dues, and had a big following. She wasn't just some rookie causing trouble backstage. She had every right to voice her opinion about her character, especially given how important she was to the women's division at the time. The veteran went on to explain that many in the locker room believed that the female star's release was directly tied to her altercation with Stephanie, although no official reason was ever given by WWE. The source noted that there was a sense of unease among other talent, who saw the situation as a reminder of the power dynamics at play behind the scenes. "It wasn't about who was right or wrong in the argument," the veteran continued. "It was about who had the power. When you're going up against someone like Stephanie McMahon, who's essentially WWE royalty, you're not just fighting a creative battle. You're fighting a political one." The release of the female star sent shockwaves through the WWE locker room. Many of her colleagues were reportedly shocked by the sudden decision, especially given her popularity with fans. According to the veteran, the move was seen as a power play, one that reminded everyone that even the most talented performers were not immune to the backstage politics that often dictate a wrestler's career trajectory. "It felt like a warning shot to everyone else," the veteran said. "People talk about paying your dues in wrestling, but the reality is, it doesn't matter how many dues you've paid if you get on the wrong side of the wrong person. That's the harsh truth about this business." The veteran also pointed out that the timing of the release was suspicious. The female star was reportedly in the midst of a major storyline, and her sudden departure left fans and fellow wrestlers alike scrambling to make sense of the situation. The storyline was abruptly dropped, and her name quickly disappeared from WWE programming, leaving many to wonder what had happened behind the scenes. The departure of the female star was not just a loss for her personally, but also for WWE's women's division, which was still in a period of growth at the time. According to the veteran, she was a key figure in the division and had the potential to become one of WWE's top female stars. Her in-ring skills, combined with her charisma and connection with the audience, made her a standout performer. She was someone who could have really taken the women's division to the next level, the veteran said. She had that it factor that's so rare. But because of what happened with Stephanie, her career in WWE was cut short. It was a loss for her, but it was also a loss for the fans and for the company. The story of the backstage fight and subsequent release of the female star is a stark reminder of the complex and often ruthless world of WWE politics. While fans see the glitz and glamour of the wrestling world on TV, the reality behind the curtain can be far more cutthroat. For many performers, navigating the backstage politics is just as challenging, if not more so, than the physical demands of the job. In the case of the female star, the veteran's account suggests that her release was less about her talent or her contribution to the company, and more about her standing in the WWE hierarchy. Going up against someone as powerful as Stephanie McMahon, even in a professional disagreement, was always going to be a risky move. In this case, it appears the risk did not pay off. "It's a tough business," the veteran said. "You can be the best wrestler in the world, but if you don't play the game, you can find yourself out of a job real quick." And that's exactly what happened here. It was really dirty, and it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. The veteran's account of the backstage altercation between Stephanie McMahon and the unnamed female star offers a glimpse into the high-stakes world of WWE, where talent alone is not always enough to ensure success. While the female star in question may have moved on from WWE, her story serves as a cautionary tale for anyone hoping to make it to the top in professional wrestling. In an industry where power, politics, and personal relationships can have just as much impact as what happens in the ring. Even the most talented performers must tread carefully.